everything or you. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's angelbbkira. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Please go follow me over there and leave me a comment, and make sure you subscribe to my substack, which you can find this video's notes and kind of like more in-depth version of it if you'd rather prefer reading something instead. Support would truly be appreciated. So today we'll be discussing Dollskill because I saw that they were planning to do a rebrand. They're kind of hyping it up and also being mysterious at the same time. So I wanted to talk about it because they used to be one of my favorite brands. I think I only have one thing that I actually bought from them. The rest was like sent from them. I will put a trigger warning because I will be talking about certain things that they've done, but I will be censoring it due to like YouTube like not wanting to pay me when I talk about actual things that are a little bit more serious. So if you find anything that's uncomfortable about distasteful things regarding SA and substance use or abuse, please click off now and I'll see you the next video. I think we need to start in the beginnings of Dollskill and understand how they got to the place they are now, and also understanding why their consumers are one, upset, and also trying to boycott them and pretty much cancel them from ever coming back, even though obviously they're still going on and stuff like that. But they were founded in 2011, so this was the era of like Tumblr, indie sleaze, like all this stuff, reblogging, whatever you want to call it. And this was like, you know, black and white pictures that are dramatic, and the old kind of community was, I would say, it's a vast variety of different aesthetics that we did not realize it was an aesthetic at the time. We're getting ready for the debut of Lana Del Rey's video games. Flower crowns would be everywhere. American Apparel was really popular, as well as like ModCloth, Nasty Gal, those kinds of things that also relied on like the tweed aesthetic or like vintage tweed that's really influenced from the 50s and 60s, which a lot of fashion bloggers did dress in that way. And I remember seeing ModCloth blogs like all the time, and I really wanted the clothes. But that was kind of the era during this time, so setting the stage a little bit. So the founders are actually a married couple. So Shadi Lind is the CCO, or was at least a CCO at the time. I don't know if she got higher up to CEO or something. Her and her husband created Dollskill. So she was a DJ, and then her husband was more like of a business person. He was the CEO of Multivision, a broadcast monitoring service, and then he sold it, and then that's when he began the venture of Dollskill with his wife. Shadi Lynn has an Instagram that has about 36k on it, while her husband's is private and has like 300 followers or something. So very interesting how two personalities that are kind of different are together. I just find that interesting. It seems like that's a thing that happens sometimes in relationship. Bobby Farahi, we're gonna call him Bobby, obviously had a lot of the business skills and aspects, I would assume, compared to Shadi, which she was a DJ, so I feel like she's more the creative side. Obviously I would say like Shadi is like an OG reseller kind of a person, because she started selling like clothes on eBay, so like kind of like e-commerce kind of thing, and then eventually created their own brand to Dollskill. It's kind of reminiscent of like iGirl or Bella, how she started on Depop reselling like vintage and dead stock and stuff like that, and eventually she created her own brand. RIP iGirl heart pendant that I really wanted. But I would say she's like kind of an OG reseller person on eBay. Dollskill was founded in San Francisco in 2011, like I just had said, and they kind of focused on e-commerce at first. It was an online marketplace for like more eccentric accessories, and they would ultimately go into a full clothing line, accessories, as an online store. So the company was started by Lynn because of her ideas and experiences as a DJ while traveling, like, you know, around the world on tour and music festivals. So that was kind of her inspiration for Dollskill, which you can see a lot of it has a lot of like party or like rave wear or like very, you know, alt eccentric kind of looks to it. By 2014, Dollskill, they got $5 million in a series round of funding from Maveron, which is a venture capital firm that invested in a bunch of companies. So they were Seattle based, and they just basically invested in companies that they thought was going to, like, you know, be successful, or they can get like money in return and make a profit. They also invested in like Shutterfly, eBay, Lily, and Pinkberry. After this, the former CEO of Hot Topic, which was Betsy McLaughlin, joined the company's board of directors. So it was the fastest growing private company in San Francisco during this time, or Bay Area, I guess. Fastest leading retailers, during this time in the US, I guess. By 2017, they started doing, or they created like a pop-up in, where is it at? Hyde-Ashbury in San Francisco. I feel like it's very on brand. That was their first pop-up shop. And in 2018, they bought Delia's, basically, relicensed them, and relaunched them under Dollskill. And I feel like that really reached a lot of people who are like craving nostalgia. Will still crave a lot of nostalgia, so I think that's kind of how they profit off of that, wanting to reminisce on a brand that was very popular in the 90s. I know I say it wrong, but I just can't say it the other way, so don't come at me. During that year of 2018, the company raised $18 million in a funding round, which is quite a lot, and that looks very promising for the company. However, during this time, we're gonna see that there is a lot of controversy with the brand as far as their edginess, and I say that very lightly because they are obviously a very edgy brand, or they're supposed to be. The brand is supposed to be made out of like dolls, so each doll is like a different personality or aesthetic, and that was kind of their marketing method, which I didn't even know. I don't think a lot of people know that, but there was Coco, the feminine girly collection, known as Frilly Kawaii, Mercy, the dark mysterious goth collection, or Haute Goth, Willow, the laid back vintage collection for festival fashion, Barbie, the punk rock alternative collection, County, the EDM raver collection that lives a lifestyle of plur, and Mia, the collection that stays on top of online clothing trends. So it kind of represents like the aesthetic basically of each different doll that they have, which if you notice and go on Dollskill, they do have like kind of different aesthetics, which I think is kind of cool. They used to do that at Forever 21, or I guess they still do at Forever 21. They have like different rooms for each kind of different like person or girl, we would call them. So that's kind of how they approach like their marketing methods. They really focus on their social media marketing and like trying to be like trendy and quirky and trying to like relate to their consumers, which I feel like is ranging from like teens to like mid 30s, I would even say. I think that might kind of be pushing it, but you know what I mean. So they love to showcase their products and collections, especially on TikTok, and why they give like free samples to people. I was one of those people. I got the fairy dress. I was like all over TikTok and stuff, and then they sent me like a wig, I think, for Halloween. And then I got like a lot of comments saying how bad Dollskill is, but I've never like gotten into their controversies. I just like their clothes because they're cute. A lot of people have been saying that to look into their controversies. I think I did a video before, and I was during like 2019, and I was like them stealing designs, which I feel like a lot of alternative brands steal designs. Like Unif is known for stealing designs, but that's mostly like a vintage like dead stock kind of clothing, so they kind of like use those designs and then like remake it. I don't really think is a problem, especially if it's like dead stock, so you're not really like stealing anyone's like current design, but some people have a problem with it. We're gonna go into Dollskill's controversies because I feel like this is a main part, obviously, of why we got to where we are in 2025 of their rebrand. So I'm not going to go through all of them. I will list some videos that go through their controversies. There is a controversy of them having a shirt that says "Girls Can't Say No." Very weird to put on a t-shirt insinuating that I don't think I can say it on YouTube, but very weird. They also have like, I guess, cultural appropriation of them having like a Native American like headdress, if I'm not mistaken. That is Dollskill. They also have a shirt that says "Goth is white," I believe, which obviously that comes off very suspicious, so the intentions of that shirt. But I just saw this Reddit post that's kind of concerning. It says Dollskill sent me to the ER. It says that they're in the hospital for possible formaldehyde exposure. They're still having a reaction from touching the Whisper Darkness maxi dress. They still haven't refunded me, have since stopped responding. I refuse to touch the dress to return it. It would never expose anyone else to this. I would not buy anything from ever. Again, it's not worth it. So that's a bit concerning that there's formaldehyde allegedly in their clothes. That was just 23 days ago when I was looking for Dollskill controversies. So their brand is not the best in terms of quality and and also what they're putting out and the message they're kind of putting out there. I also have a controversy in 2020, which I feel like this is the biggest one that people are talking about currently, because there's just so much that they've done like before, and this was probably the most recent one that I can find, which is in 2020 when the BLM movement was happening. They meaning Shawty Lynn posted a picture of the Dollskill store in Los Angeles on Fairfax with police officers in front of it, and then she in the caption put direct action and then hashtag BLM. So people were obviously like, what does this mean? Like, this doesn't sound good. To the point where SZA and Rico Nasty also posted about it on social media, also called for a boycott on Dollskill. In response to this, Shawty Lynn basically said that her post was supposed to be in solidarity with the movement. And she posted this on Instagram. Sorry, the post was captioned direct action in its glory. Okay, full caption. And it really sparked a lot of backlash during this time, especially when tensions were super high. All of these things were happening. In response to this, they pledged to purchase $1 million worth of Black-owned fashion brands and designers to the Dollskill website. Also donated $100,000 to the NAACP empowerment program in support of BLM. They promised to match 100% of employee donations to BLM. They pledged to amplify the voices of people of color across all their channels, and they promised to examine all of their processes to eliminate implicit biases and promote diversity and inclusion. That was their response, and just like the repeated controversy and the repeated mistakes or repeated like lapse of judgment has really damaged their brand and put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. Of course, there are people that are like just not aware or just doesn't care to look into Dollskill and kind of controversies. They're just there for getting clothes and like just getting cute clothes, you know, like clothes that they like. So that moves on to the quality of their clothing, and also them allegedly stealing designs from a small fashion brand. That was an accusation that they consistently have, is that they steal from small creators. In 2016, Dollskill listed an item that featured a design that was identical to the one made by independent designer Nicole Orchard. Like I said about like UNIF and stuff like that, I feel like this is just like a common practice as well. There's like other brands I can't remember that also steal designs, but I think that's a common practice, especially in the fashion industry. And I'm not saying that it's right, but it is a common practice in fashion industry. So Dollskill's quality, people have said that it's fast fashion, which yes, it is fast fashion. However, it is not fast fashion price. It is like super expensive, but some people say it's not expensive, but I personally think it's expensive for fast fashion. Same thing with Urban Outfitters. We see like it's fast fashion, but it's like $100 for like a dress made by fast fashion. Doesn't really make sense that they're, you know, price gouging a lot of these items that were just made for like what, $1 at most. So a lot of people are saying that the quality is really bad. We just read that someone got formaldehyde exposure, and people just don't want to pay for, you know, fast fashion quality clothing at not a fast fashion price, especially with everything being so expensive right now. I feel like it's really only catered to those who have more of a disposable income than those like of their first, I feel like, consumers were. Everyone just absolutely hates Dollskill. Like if you go into any of their socials, especially on TikTok, everyone on there just absolutely despises them. Now we get to the point where Dollskill is trying to rebrand, and I saw that they posted something along the lines of that they're listening to feedback and they're excited to, you know, rebrand as something better. That post is since deleted. So Dollskill has put up a very mysterious kind of post where one, they deleted everything off of their Instagram, and I mean everything, where there is only one post left, which is this post right here. You can pause to read it, but basically they're saying that they're kind of going through a rebrand and they want to do better as a brand, and they're listening to the feedback of people. And I feel like a lot of the feedback came from a lot of their controversial kind of clothing that I feel like a lot of people are aware of. They have a really bad reputation here on TikTok, especially with them being on TikTok Shop and people who promote even Delia's, which is now under Dollskill. A lot of people just don't want to support them because of various reasons that have been talked about numerous times. But what do you guys think about their post? Are you going to be buying from them with the changes that they say that they're making? Are you not? Are you always gonna hate Dollskill? Let me know. And they completely wiped out their whole Instagram feed, so it's kind of like, you know, being mysterious and also hyping up what they have to come as well. They then posted another post about them rebranding, but also teasing that they're gonna open 2 new stores in 2025. And when I posted this on TikTok, a lot of people are saying that they're going bankrupt, they're having too many sales because like they're not doing well, their sales are tanking. I honestly don't know how well Dollskill is doing, but if they're able to open 2 new stores, it might just be like a last chance, big chance that they're gonna take to try to save the brand. But a lot of people feel it's too little too late for the brand to even just like remain on top of the surface of the water. A lot of people are not getting into the new rebrand, just like a consensus from the comments that I've seen. Someone also said that they worked for Dollskill at the Los Angeles location and that it was really terrible. This brand just has very negative connotations to it, from its consumers to its employees. It's just not a good look, and I think that it's really sad that they have like cute clothing, but they've really turned and like basically just like shot themselves in the foot so many times. Don't know how they're going to continue to even be open, because I just feel like there's so many people that dislike Dollskill and is doing everything in their power to make sure people don't shop at Dollskill, to have them completely canceled and never come back at all and just like close down. I've seen a lot of comments that say exactly that they want Dollskill to just be done with. But there are also people that are saying like, oh, if they have a new CEO, then they could really change. And when is it the point where we allow brands to change and do better? As if we don't want to see a brand do better, we want to see them fail. And I think that both sides are valid in their responses, but I do believe that like it's hard to do better, especially when your presence is so immediate on social media. The controversies or the lapse of judgment that were made were also blasted on social media, so it's really hard to pick yourself back up and like have people believe your intention, because at this point everyone can tell or believes that Dollskill's intentions is obviously to like try to get themselves back up from where they were before, because a lot of people are more aware of their controversies. I feel like people don't want to support a brand that doesn't align with their values or sells very distasteful things or shirts or clothing or whatever. I don't know if Dollskill will be successful in their ventures. They might be. I think they're more focusing on consumers that don't know about the previous controversies. I think they're focusing on like newer, younger generation, younger than mine, to rely on them for new customers, new profit. It's a new era of Dollskill and kind of trying to leave that era behind of all their controversies and stuff. Don't believe that they actually really address anything. They're not really specific on how they're going to make their brand better, which is a little concerning, because I think people would rather like see what you're going to work on instead of just being like listening to customers' feedback. I think everyone's kind of over Dollskill at this point. I'm trying to sell some of my Dollskill stuff that they sent to me, so if you want to check out my Depop, that will be on there. I think I'd rather just like thrift Dollskill if anything, or mostly Delia's. And they also sell Demonias under Dollskill, but it took me a while to realize that Demonias is not Dollskill and it's its own brand of shoes. So I think that the fate of Dollskill really depends on the brand, because I think there's just a little sliver of hope that they can like rebrand successfully and actually have people support again. But I don't think it's very likely that they're going to be able to come back. But we shall see, because we have a whole year ahead of us, and it's always interesting to see how brands rebrand or where they're taking a new direction when it is assumed that they're falling flat, and especially with the amount of controversies that Dollskill has. That's the end of this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Go subscribe to my Substack, go subscribe to my YouTube, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
When you try so hard to be different, so stuck in your own head, you say you can't comprehend anything less. He says I'm not good enough, not gonna lie, it took kinda rough. At least it could be honest for once. So he says he's had enough, but I'm like, why you